gonna let everybody back in. They'll come back in. They want to talk to Vincent. They don't want to talk to me. I ain't nobody.
They're not here. They
I just started the live, so we'll start seeing them. I can start seeing them pop up, and the comments will come up. Well, the good thing was is that you can see them when I put on the screen, so you don't always have to look at the chat. I can put it on the screen for you. So we are live with Vincent from Dreamhouse-Ikiryo. Take two, because nothing works right in life, real life.
wait a minute. Oh, okay.
See, they coming in.
Are they?
I can see the chat coming. See, we're back. They're starting to come back in. All right, so we are back.
Yeah, I'm
Woo,
trying
and
to
I can hear him.
find the link here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah. All right. Because
Hey, Vincent.
I have my computer on over here, and so I can see the chat going on over here. Although this is like a 30-second delay on this, so
I think it's a delay when I see it too. And if you don't feel like looking, I can always tap them onto the screen. Questions, right? Because there's two different channels
yeah,
on.
yeah, no. In the StreamYard chat, I can't see anything. But I'm
Um,
on the chat on YouTube on this computer.
right.
So I can see everything on this computer.
Okay. I, I feel so like I feel really podcasty now with these things on. Okay. Hey, Aliana. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Love Jones. Okay. Um. So, hello, my friend. How are you?
Okay, are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You see, I called you my friend. See, I said I'm calling my friend, whether he my friend or not. You my friend in my head. Okay.
All right.
All right. So they are not here for me. They are here for you, of course. Of course. Um. Well, thank you, Karen. We are. Vincent always looks nice. You see how I kind of bumped it up for you? I put on something because I was like, I'm about to be on camera with Vincent. Vincent, I can't be out here in the t-shirt. I cannot do the t-shirt, so I had to put on a little, you know, jazz it up, zhuzh it up just a little bit. All right, so you have some new ones that just came out.
Yep.
Tell me about
Um,
them. Tell me about.
well, while you were away, I was sharing a little some of it with everybody.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about in the mood and Lulu. Oh, I mean, I have brought you flowers.
That one, yes. Um, yeah, I was sharing this with
Oh, the book.
yeah.
Speaking of books, I finally opened On Erosion, the
Uh-huh.
piece that you gave me. It took the book out. Finally, I'm going to read it. Um, because, so you all don't know, some of you don't know. This is what he sent me, and he sent me On Erosion, the book. And I don't want to mess with it. So I had to figure out how to get this out, put it back in, so I can have it back on my desk. So there it is.
So yeah, the first 25 of I have brought you flowers, they came like that. And
Right.
so after those went, now it's just standard release. But um, the one with the book is now called the deluxe edition. So
As it should be, because you are, I mean, we know you're an artist, okay? It ain't just about the fragrance. You are an artist, and I'm glad that have been having such success. How has the sale been so far?
up, um,
That means
it's
y'all need to be buying some more shit. Okay.
yeah, it's been. Let me put it this way: it's been up and down more often than a pair of kangaroos in the mating season.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I brought you flowers went pretty quickly, but everything
Mhm.
else is kind of going slowly.
Okay. Um. Now, in the mood, I want to put that one on. because that's the one I'm ordering. Because I was broke, honey. I couldn't buy. I had to pay my mortgage on the 15th, so I can't do much of anything around the 15th. But at the end of the month, I have cash, so I already have your money set aside. Oh my God, so good. What are the notes in this one again?
In the mood.
Mhm.
I didn't think you liked that one very much.
Oh, I love it. No, I do. I love it. It's kind of sweet. It's got like a juiciness to it.
Oh, all right. Well, in the mood is, I'm gonna tell you in a second here. I mean, I make so much of these damn things, I always forget what's in them. Okay, in the mood is oud, myrrh, clove, blackcurrant, frangipani, musk, incense, and white chocolate.
This is delicious. Now, Kayali came out with their little oud thing. I'm doing my own orgasm collection, okay? And vanilla opioid is in it, but this is definitely I like the juicy kind of black curranty vibe out of it, and then it gets
Uh-huh.
spicy. This is a sexy oud. This is sexy.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is about that one is when I first made it, it was just, okay, I just set it aside. And about 3 months later, I picked the bottle up and it just like blossomed in that bottle in that 3 months. So that just brings to truth that whole maceration thing. That if you let certain things sit for a while,
Hmm.
it'll play together properly.
Yeah,
Sometimes it won't happen instantly. You just have to let it sit for a while.
right. And that's why I tell people who do this whole thing where they'll try something like, "Oh my God, I hate it." It's like you need to let it sit because you never know how a year, 6 months later, you're gonna put it on and be like, "This is the most beautiful thing ever."
And that's something I had said to Sarah last week is that a lot of times, when I make things, and I don't know if other perfumers are like this, but a lot of times when I make things, it's almost like there's two people creating things. I'm the first person, then there's a second person creating, and that second person is a fragrance itself. Because,
Hmm.
once I make it, then the fragrance has to do what it's going to do, and I can't determine that,
Right.
so yeah, that's when the magic starts.
And that makes sense because I tell you what this is. It's like Ghost Dance because Ghost Dance has that blackberry oud, which I love, but then it gets spicy. So that's what makes In the Mood different and a little more sexy than Ghost Dance.
Ghost Dance is a little more thicker with its scent. It's a little heavier, more dense. Whereas In the Mood is there's this crispiness about it. There's this, even though it smells cozy, it also smells kind of wintry. That's why I nicknamed it Winter Oud, because for some reason it reminds me of snow. I don't know why. It
Right.
just does.
I could definitely see that. Yeah, it definitely comes off as a winter oud because it's got a thickness and, like you said, the coziness to it and
Yeah.
those spices. I love it. See, I do like stuff like that too. Now, what I did do is I did not try any other fragrances you want to talk about. But now, for me, I've been telling everybody, um, if they're looking for them, my top ones that I always tell people they just want to try you is sugaring for the ladies because it's got that like peach cobbler, boozy peach cobbler, um, Swan Maiden. Now that is such a beautiful, such a stunning white floral. Oh my lord, lord, lord,
Have you
lord.
seen the clip on YouTube?
Yes, I did watch it. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I did.
So
I did.
yeah, you got to see me standing in the water in my suit and everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was fun. I mean, that was the first photo shoot, or one of the first photo shoots I've ever done outdoors. Because
Mhm.
normally I shoot them indoors against a green screen, but that was one of the first ones I did outdoors. I mean, if you look at that label, You'd never think that, it was in the bright sunlight, but that's all, Photoshop editing.
Let me tell you, your last little video was so dramatic that you put up about the sale.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Should I put it on now?
Yes. I said, only this can be this dramatic. He's like, oh, let me change. I was like, look at this.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was like, let me tell you something, Vincent. It just reminds me of like when I saw, who did you talk to? Who did you talk to on a video years ago? Who's a perfume guy, white guy?
Oh, Steven?
Yeah, Steven. I was like, I can't remember, was it Steven? I was like, look at this one. How is he acting to you in real life? Because I was thinking, how does he feel like being around this guy? Because that was before I ever talked to you. I was like,
Steven? Steven is one of the coolest people in the world to be around. I mean, what you see on video is not necessarily him. It's like whenever we went perfume sniffing that one day, he's just like my buddy. Same with Carlos. Carlos was what you saw on video was what Carlos was.
right.
Steven on video, he is he's more professional, more of a presentation. Carlos is more like he's just sitting in your apartment with you, hanging out with you.
Hmm.
But no, Steven is one of the coolest people to hang around.
That's
And
interesting because he seems so buttoned up. He seems
well,
so buttoned up on his videos.
yeah, well, that's probably because of his background. I mean, he's a teacher, so
Hmm.
it's kind of
I'm
the
a
vibe
teacher
he
too.
has. Mhm.
I'm a teacher too,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I'm a different teacher.
yeah, yeah. Well, foot in my mouth on that one. So,
Oh, you want to hear something funny? I did to somebody at my job today, just because you'll get it, and they did. It went over his head, right? So this young guy at my job is having a Halloween party, right? And so, but I wasn't invited. He's in my department. He works with me. Didn't invite me. Okay. Um, and so then I said, "Hey, I heard you having a party, and I wasn't invited." He was like, "Well, I didn't think you, want to come, Misty, because of course, I'm in my teacher professional mode." I looked at him. I said, "Yeah, you're right." I said, "Because your party was probably going to be too vanilla for me anyway." He had no. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Poor baby, he doesn't know what I just said to him." It's so funny because my teacher, because I have students talking about, "What church you go to?" I'd be like, oh, "Okay, we're not gonna go there." Okay, so yeah, he was just totally lost. He was like, "Yeah, I probably so." I was like, "Okay." So with you and with Steven, he definitely comes off like that type of teacher, whereas, you know, so I could see that. I could see because he's definitely got that buttoned up professional vibe going on. Um,
yeah,
but anyway,
one of the nicest people in the world, though, to hang out with.
one day I'm gonna come that way and I'm gonna hang out with you. I'm gonna stalk you because I got an address now because I sent you something. You're gonna be like, I'm like, "Hey, Vincent." I'll be like, "We're best friends, ain't we? We besties, right? Right?" But if I came to visit you, I would wear like my tutu, my black tutu. Oh, I come full for the pictures, right? I would come full for the pictures because you would not outdo me, bro. You would not outdo me. I would come full for the pictures.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna be out. I am not gonna be looking like your cousin from Mississippi coming to visit you.
Uh
Mm-mm,
huh. Uh
mm-mm.
huh.
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know.
Yeah. Well, keep
So what?
on saying.
So I got your new ones. I did not try them yet because I
Oh,
wanted to see. So
okay.
he has new ones. When are these coming out, Vincent?
Late January.
Late January. Okay. So so I'm going to try them, and then we could talk about all the stuff that's available right now. Oh, somebody asked a question. Now,
Yeah.
if you all have questions for Vincent, just put them in the chat, and I'll put them up here so he can speak. Because you know what, this is about y'all talking too. It ain't just me and Vincent. We need to hear from y'all. I am so happy to see that you have been putting out these fragrances. I saw you said some of them are only going to be on Perfumology. Which ones are only going to be on Perfumology now?
So, Damn Hippie, Orange Sunshine, Orange Moonshine, Ruby, Handsome Devil, and Leduc.
Okay.
In addition to the two they already have. So that'll be 8. That'll be Perfumology exclusives.
Okay. Because they have Chacognac, right? And
Cognac and In Perpetuum. Those are the two
in
that they
Perpetuum.
already have.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping to do a brand new one for them.
Mm. I had a in Perpetuum is so beautiful because I have that one. I have both of those, Chacognac and in Perpetuum, because I bought the samples when I was trying you out when you were still like secret squirrel. Ooh, the Venusian, the Venusian. How do you say it?
Venusian. So
I like this.
you know what that is?
I got something kind of juicy.
No, no,
Uh,
I don't mean the notes. It's the follow up to Rose of Venus.
I can see that.
And here's a funny thing. That that was made before Rose of Venus. So I've had that sitting on my shelf for about 4 years.
Mm. I love Rose of Venus. That's such a dark, edgy rose. That was in my last video. Ooh, I like this. So what's the notes in this one?
Um, that one is, let me find it up here. No, that's not it. Here it is. Rose, orchid, incense, French vanilla martini, and blackcurrant.
For someone who does not drink, you do a lot of boozy things, sir.
I do a lot of boozy fragrances. Yeah. Um, it's just, they're just so fragrant. I mean, you smell alcohol, you know, um, or spirits, on their own. There's just
Right,
something that's so fragrant about them and just screams perfume.
right. This is good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need this one. Yeah, I'm gonna need this one. And the reason why is because I love Rose of Venus. So it's like that. I'm one of them completionists. See, that's my problem. My completion. So it's like, oh, this is the next piece. Okay, even if I wasn't loving it, I would still get it. But it is beautiful too, But oh my goodness, yeah. All right,
Yeah,
so let's go with.
I'm going to be doing the probably when I come back from Venice. I'm going to do the photo shoot for that one. Uh, um, I still have to make the costume for it, but
Oh, you're going back to Venice?
in a month, yeah.
Oh, well, excuse me, sir.
Um,
Excuse me.
and it's actually to do the photo shoot for the next one you're about to sample.
Okay, so this is the Venetian doll.
Yeah,
I already want her just because of the name, and I can imagine what it's gonna look like. The art for it. Ooh, I like this one too. Okay, you know what? Let me quit lying. I like everything. I have not yet to smell anything that I just was really like, oh my god, this thing. But this
hold
is
on one second. Um, I just had an earthquake here.
shut up.
No, Yeah, there's just an earthquake here. Whoa.
Did anything? Do you need to move any? You need to
No,
check
no,
anything?
no.
So it was a small one.
It was a small one. Yeah. Wow.
Y'all, I bless you people who live in over
if
in that area.
if whoever that was that asked if I was from San Francisco, if they're on here, they could probably vouch if they
Right.
live in the area. Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
I'm surprised. Well, I hope JC is okay because he said he was going to listen, but he was going to be on his way home, so he might be on the BART.
Yeah, he's not far from me. Um. So
This
Venetian
we
doll.
talked him up. We talked him up. That's your boy. We talked JC up. He's here now. We're gonna ignore him. Hey JC.
Is he on now?
He just got in.
Okay.
Okay, so what's in Venetian doll?
I'm trying to look that up right now.
I'm just glad it was a small one because that would have been horrible if it had been big if we were alive.
Why in the hell can't I find it? Oh, here it is. Okay, Venetian doll, orchid, amber, oud, mimosa. That's the dominant note in it. Mimosa, black currant, white musk, and neroli.
Yeah, okay, that's the sweetness, the mimosa. Okay, because I've been on a mimosa kick lately, so I love it.
Yeah, it's been one of those notes that I've had sitting around and I've been wanting to work with, but hadn't got around to it.
I really love it for like springtime, and yeah, I like this. Well, I'm gonna like it anyway. Cause I like your stuff, man. So I've been in one when I lived there. I was in one earthquake, and that freaked me out because, like, I'm from Illinois. I didn't know what was happening. I was
Uh-huh.
like, why does it feel like the windows are about to explode? So yeah, have I tried the one that has chai in the name? I have not tried that one. Um, so and I've been meaning to because I love chai. I drink chai every day. So I was like, why haven't I gotten this one yet? So I guess that's probably gonna be the one I'm gonna get in the mood. Hello, goodbye. There we go. We've decided. Um, and I saw that you extended the sale, Vincent. What's up with
So
that?
so reason for that is a lot of people have been buying the sample packs. You've all of you've griped. I've listened, so now you can buy some damn samples.
Okay, we
Um,
got
so
it.
yeah, a lot of people have been buying sample packs, so it's just a chance to give them a chance to receive them, evaluate them, decide
Right,
which ones they want. So I extended the sale a few days, but the
right.
contest is still going to end on the first.
Okay. All right. So if you all don't know about the contest, make sure that you put Lulu sent me, and then you put down which one you want. So that way you can be in, because there might not be that many people who put Lulu sent me because they don't listen, and then there'll be a low number of people that he's picking from, so you might have a higher percentage to like win something. I got to remember to put this back out again for you too. That there's a, I'll put it
And
on my Instagram.
and I also made a decision too. And this is the first time I'm telling anybody this, but so the Venusian. So you know how I brought you flowers. I did the first 25 copies that are sold of it. Are going to be the deluxe edition. So the Venusian, I'm going to do maybe the first 15 or 20, but I think I'm going to add chips of rose quartz into the bottle, which is
Ooh,
the one. Um, gemstone that, or crystal, I should say, not gemstone, crystal that promotes love.
Yes, it does. It's the love crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
So
keep rose quartz in the house.
yeah. So yeah, the Venusian is going to have, the first few are going to have chips of rose quartz in it.
I need one of those. Okay. So can you give? Okay, so I know I'm asking a lot, but like, can you let me know? I ain't gonna tell nobody when it's gonna be released, so I can make sure I have some coins put aside. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
Well,
I'm
like
just
I said, it'll be the towards the end of January, maybe I would say third week of January.
okay. So yeah. Okay. Let me talk to my son. Let me. The reason why I'm saying that is because you remember my grandkids are all Aquariuses. So I go straight from Christmas into birthday presents. But my son, okay, I just tell him, boy, hold some money aside for your mama. Okay, okay, so I know what I need for Christmas. Hold your coins so I can get my stuff. Okay, because I'm gonna want both of them.
And you definitely have to do as much as you can for those Aquarians, because everybody, my mother was an Aquarius. Everybody loves Aquarians, and they are just so worthy of doing things for. Just
Then my ham
was
sandwiches.
Aquarius. My grandmother was Aquarius. Everybody loved them to death. Will the bottles be no, it'll be the same bottle. Yeah.
Um, yeah, well, my daughter's an Aquarian. They're all Aquarians upstairs. Her husband's an Aquarian. The kids are Aquarians. The new baby is going to be the only one that's not an Aquarian. She's going to be a Capricorn,
Okay.
right? So it's going to be so. Yeah, I go straight in. And actually, Brooklyn is born on Valentine's Day,
Oh.
so she's the Valentine's baby
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
with her. But they're my ham sandwiches because they love to take a picture now. I say take a picture. They be like, I'm gonna send you some of Kari's pictures because I post them on my Facebook and you've never seen some of his stuff. You will. Kari is stylish like you, Vincent. Kari is stylish. I'm gonna send you a few pictures. You're gonna be like, okay, okay, because like today, have you seen those? Like, I have some glasses that have like rhinestones around them. Why did he wear those? I'm gonna show. They know which ones I'm talking about because I've done videos of them. And he's like, yeah, I'm wearing these to school today, and we let him. We don't mess with. We don't, because how some people do that stuff. No, Kari picked
You
up
know,
his stuff.
the cool thing about that, in you letting him do that, is my mother used to do that to me, because even as a teenager I was pretty eccentric. My mother said to me one day, because I had said to her, you know, you know, I'm surprised you letting me dress the way I do, because when I lived with my father, he always had some sort of angst towards it, because I wasn't growing up to be his idea of a man, blah, blah, blah. And she said to me, she goes, you know what? As long as you're not out there robbing people, killing people, doing any type of harm on anybody, or even for that matter, missing school, just be who you are.
Right, right. See, your mama was ahead of her time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother was like that too. She didn't trip on stuff like that. So, and I think that's why we're like that. But yeah, he gets up like it'll be warm outside. He want to wear his snow boots. Let the boy wear the snow boots. He's wearing
Yeah.
them today.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, somebody's got a question for you.
Tell us about your formula.
Oh, the
Yeah,
lasting power.
trying, yeah, I'm trying to understand this. The only,
I think she wants to know about how long, because in the fragrance community, everybody talks about lasting power. You know how I feel about it. Just spray it. Just
I can
spray it.
tell you this: the reason why my fragrances last so long is the concentration is higher than normal. The normal average, I would say, concentration that you'd see in perfumes is somewhere between 15 and 18%. Mine is it ranges from 20 to 25%.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. So that's why some of my fragrances are so beastly and why they stick around for so long.
And they do stick around. Um, so they so when it comes down to like how long they are and if they're extracts and stuff, yes they are. So T is me. Yes, they last. We can all tell you if in the chat if y'all let her know because everybody y'all done bought it from him. So let her know how long they last because they last. They do.
Yeah.
And things eat up. My skin eats up things. So for me to say they last pretty good, it's good.
Yeah. Extracts are more for like singular note um, perfumes. Like if something is just, like rose or something like that, then chances are an extrait will be attached to that. Um,
Right.
I've found for me making things that are quote unquote extracts, um, they ended up smelling like mud, because it's just too much. As a matter of fact, when I first started, you think 20 to 25% was a lot. When I first started, I was making them 33%.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. And so one day I just said, I'm going to cut back on this, see what happens. And I did that, and it actually made everything. It's almost like I could smell each note in my fragrance because when it was 33%, it was like each note was fighting with each other for attention.
Right.
And it just it just smelled like a mess.
Right.
So once I cut it back to 25%, now all of a sudden each note has its own say.
You know, I was just thinking. I'm sorry. I was looking. So we got in the mood. I don't know why I asked you for the notes because I remembered that you sent me the notes when you sent me all those the last time. So let me ask you this. There was something that I saw that you had sent me, and I wanted to ask you about it. Okay, so we got. I have brought you flowers.
Bet you I
So for
know what it
everybody,
is. I bet you I know which one it is.
which one?
No. Go ahead. Tell me which one.
There was which one was I? Oh, you know which one I'm looking at. The seduction.
Oh, okay. That's not the one I was thinking of. All right. Yeah, what about that one? Yeah, Faith asked me about that one on Sarah's um, podcast. It'll be a while before that one comes out, just because of what's around it. Meaning
Right.
there's such an involved story behind it. And when I say an involved story, I mean it's something that I want to film.
Okay.
You know, I wish I had it out. I would show it to you.
Okay, so I got that one. Okay, so I got Candyman platform. Um. Okay, so while you're looking, some Michael asked about gourmand season. So you were looking for gourmands, right?
What
That
would
you
you
want to
suggest
try.
in terms of what fragrance we're checking out as sample for a dude for this time of year in Gormans? In the mood?
In the
Um,
mood.
what else?
Any of the Candyman,
Candyman, yeah,
especially the.
but I don't. But when I hear somebody say for a dude, I'm thinking something a little more masculine. Candyman
Okay,
toes a little more unisex because
right.
it's not sweet. It's like cavity inducing. You smell it and all of a sudden you get cavities. It's so damn sweet. Um, So in the mood, Handsome Devil, um, what else? Damn Hippie, maybe if you like patchouli. Um,
And what is it? Orange
orange
sunshine,
Orange Sunshine and Orange
orange
Moonshine.
moonshine.
Um,
Hmm.
Orange Sunshine for the longest time was my biggest seller. So yeah, if you like citrus, I would definitely go Orange Sunshine, Orange Moonshine, or Handsome Devil. Um, if you like something a little deeper, Damn Hippie, In the Mood, Every Win.
Hmm.
If you want a romantic mint scent, because that was my intention with that one, to make a really romantic mint scent. Um, so yeah, I would say that would be a good starting point for you.
I remember which one I was going to ask you about. It wasn't on the list. I had it out. Boudoir. That's the one I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah. So that is going to be in the same series as In the Mood. Just an oud series with those kitschy oud names. As a matter of fact, I was talking on the phone with Near of Perfumology, and
Hmm.
he unknowingly gave me an idea for another one, another name, another oud name. So
Okay.
um, there's actually one that, first off, he asked me, so do you have In the Mood out yet? And I said, yeah, I just released it. Um, Handsome Devil, there you go. Um, and so I said to him, there are a few that I wanted to create with those oud names. And he said that would be great because I really like names like that. And so I said, yeah, well, there's one I'm thinking of called Boudoir. And then I said, there's one I'm thinking of called Nude, N apostrophe OUD. And so we started talking about something else. And so he said, towards the end of the conversation, he says to me, well, yeah, definitely send me the two new ones. I brought you flowers. Then he goes, and send me In the Nude. And I said, no, you mean In the Mood? He goes, yeah, that one. And then I started thinking to myself, In the Nude. Well, that makes sense. So yeah, I might make one called In the Nude.
I like it. In the mood, boudoir, in the nude.
The
They
Nude.
work. I like them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like those names that have like that, it's like, are they being sexy? And then you have to like catch it like,
Well,
oh yeah.
this is one that I'm announcing now that was actually the very first one that I did about 4 years ago, and it's what kind of gave me the idea to do this. Um, it's called Rude Beer. So I really at one point wanted to make and I was just playing around. This is when I was working at the chemical shop, the perfume supplier chemical shop. And so I said to myself, I want to make a note that smells exactly like root beer. So just playing around, and I actually made an accord, a root beer accord. So I started, mixing these chemicals right there, and much like Blush of Dawn, this
Hmm.
one has only two notes: root beer and oud. So yeah, it's called root beer.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to smell that one because what has root beer? And I was like, what? I think it's like Creation E by Roja. His has like I think his has like a root. No, I can't remember. Because it's like a pop thing. So I'm sorry, soda. I'm from Chicago. We say pop. Um, and that yeah, because root beer, I had to try that one. But I
Root
bet you
beer.
it smells good on a man.
That's exactly why I made it, to be a masculine scent. If you think about it, root beer, if you break root beer down, it's very malty. And one thing that goes into some root beers that a lot of people don't realize, actually two things, mimosa and
Hmm.
wintergreen.
Hmm.
Those two ingredients literally go into making root beer. Torture. Okay, we're going way back when. So Torture, believe it or not, is an old version of Everywin. So
Okay.
Everywin is just reformulated from Torture. And one of the reasons I did that is because of the name.
Hmm.
Um, the name is definitely a little too harsh and even a little too personal, so my French speaking friends or fans in France, will know what that is. So torture is French for tortured soul.
See, I was about to ask the story behind it because I knew I was like, okay, tortured. I couldn't remember what was, but I was
Yeah.
like,
So I reformulated it, and it's now Everywin. So
okay.
Mark, if you are missing that one, just gravitate towards Everywin.
So now he's got another question.
The neroli has definitely been toned down. It's not as heavy. Same with the coriander. It's not as heavy as it once was. That was one of the problems I had with it initially. Is I was like, coriander, and this is just makes it a little too musty and skanky.
Right, right. I just put on I Have Brought You Flowers, also known as Lulu. Y'all, I don't know why y'all, if y'all didn't buy this one, y'all ain't
So,
thinking about buying it.
so you also have the very first bottle of that made.
See, I'm glad you didn't
Not
tell me because I
only
wouldn't have opened it.
not only do you have the very first bottle, but that is the only bottle with the pink wax melt on it. Um,
Because I love pink.
no, after I saw that, I decided, it's black now. So yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
Oh, I love it. I love pink.
pink.
Um, Pink. I love me some pink. And I don't know why everybody is not buying Beija Flor. This was my summer fragrance, honey. I actually have a dent. I got a
That
dent.
is one of my proudest moments. Not only that, um,
You
but
see how
my
much I used this summer?
what? Oh,
You see how much I used
yeah,
this summer?
yeah, a quarter of it.
That was me.
Um, so I don't know if you can see this, but
Oh, the hummingbird.
yep, yeah. So yeah, I got that for Beija Flor.
Karen is wearing it today.
Yeah, that's one I think I've mentioned before. Is one of my happy fragrances. Because I just
Oh, you want to see what
received.
he said?
Okay, what was the second one?
Hey,
There's a second one I came
she
to. I just
just received. Yeah, she just received her first order. I'm so excited.
okay. Oh yes, yeah. I remember packing her order too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very cool.
And you know what? I always worry, like because when you do stuff like this and people buy stuff based on what you say, I'm always worried. I'm always like, oh Lord Jesus, don't let them spend this money and they don't like it. So when they say yes, I be like, yes, 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 because
Well,
honey Swame,
another person too. I don't know if you were in the chat when she said this, but another person that said something that was really flattering was Kelly. Um,
Uh-huh.
She said basically just throw a dart and you'll hit something you like.
That is true. That is very true. You know, so somebody asked about the notes from every win, and I have them right. Oh no, I don't, because you didn't send them to me at first.
Um, the notes in every win. Let me see if I can remember. The main note is wisteria, teak, vanilla, amber, neroli, coriander, white musk. See, I remember in the contest, all the notes in the contest.
Hmm.
And there's 10 notes, so that's at least 7 of them. Okay, I have to find it.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab something because I want to show them something and say something.
Okay, wisteria, amber, vanilla, benzoin, neroli, coriander, olibanum, white musk, teak, and patchouli. That's every win. So
All
awesome.
right, I
So
came back. This is
going back to the seduction. So I wanted when I first got into filmmaking, and I still am planning on doing this. I wanted to do a series about storytelling, and the host of it would be a witch, and because they would be all be supernatural stories, and the witch is named Mardella, so that's where the fragrance Mardella comes from.
okay.
Um, and so the first story in it is called The Seduction, and it's about a woman getting dressed up to go out on a date, but she is using all of this sorcery as if she's prepping herself. And so she finally leaves. She meets this man in this park, and eventually she just ends up in the park sucking out his soul. And so this is I did a series of grimoires that go with each
Mhm.
stories. And so this is the book I made for the seduction. So you open it up. Oh, and by the way, I made the book from scratch too. So you open it up, and let's see, seduction. So yeah, it has all of these.
Oh my lord, that is gorgeous. I am amazed how many pages you have and how beautiful each and so intricate each page is.
Yeah, this one I really like here um,
Well,
because it's a window. So
right.
and there's an actual rose in there. Um, this one here, this page here, was a little too personal. As a matter of fact, I made
You
this
like
book two.
personal.
Well, I made this 2 years ago, and since then I've not been able to read this page because it was a
Okay.
little too rough to create.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and it's basically about loss of the soul. And so yeah, that's when I say involved. The seduction is a little involved. Yeah,
Yes, it is.
what I mean.
Yes, it is. So remember how she said you could throw a dart and you'll get something good. You sent this to me, which is Corona de Tucson, I think how you say
Yeah,
it.
Coronas de Toussaint.
So, um, it's so interesting because when I saw it on there, I was like, I don't know if I would want this because it was like geranium and something else. It was a
Chrysanthemum.
few other no chrysanthemum. That's what it was. And I was like, I don't know about that. And so I just kind of like looked it over and then put my order and you sent this. And I love this fragrance. And then when I got it, I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And so that's why we're saying that because like I never wanted this one because I had like looked at it like, no, it's not gonna
If you
work.
think about it, you know what that is? Now that I think about it, that's kind of like a toned down version of I've Brought You Flowers.
Huh? Kind of, yeah. This is sweeter though. It's a little bit sweeter in the bottle as it
Yeah.
macerates because I've had it for some time. Oh man, I was like so surprised, and this was like this. He's ridiculous because chrysanthemum. I was like, do chrysanthemum? I was thinking, can you even smell chrysanthemum? I was like,
No,
what is he sending
yeah.
me?
Yeah, it's a fantasy note.
But once I got it, I was like, damn, this is gorgeous. Mm. No, it's not on here right now. This was on about a year ago, right? Yeah,
It's
it's
not
been
on.
offered for.
Okay. You know what? After this, I'm gonna put it back on.
Yeah, because this is beautiful. It is like it's a floral for somebody who's not really wants to be too floral. Like, I could smell like a bouquet of roses. But this is a really toned down floral for somebody who wants, and it's a very elegant floral for somebody who wants to wear floral but doesn't want it to be too like in your face too much. This is a very calm vibe.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of warmth to that one that I really like.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And it's really surprising.
I can see. I mean, I don't mean to sound arrogant or anything, but I can see a couple going out and the lady wearing that and the man wearing every win.
Oh, that'd be cute. That would be nice. What's the name again? Corona Toussaint.
Coronas de Toussaint.
I have a friend
That's
named Toussaint.
that's the French version of Day of the Dead.
Crown of Day of the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, La Toussaint.
Yep. So it is.
Coronas de Toussaint means crown of thorn, crown
Mm.
of crown of saints. Sorry, and it's basically actually, you know what? Hang on.
So, and I know you would like it, Alicia, because it's not, because you love those very kind of almost unisex, because it leans feminine, but it's not super. It's not like 90%. It's like
So
65%
so
leaning
this is
feminine on
my
this one.
my prop for that photo shoot right here that I made. Um, I
Okay.
don't know if you could. Yeah, I don't know if you could see it in that picture, but this is my crown of saints here. So basically, what in France, what you would do on November 1st, you would go visit your loved ones at the cemetery, and you'd leave a crown of chrysanthemums on their gravesite.
I'm putting it in for them. Hold on so they can see it. So remember that I can leave a comment. So I'm leaving you all the name so you all can find it. So y'all ain't gonna be bothering me. Just joking. I think okay, there we go. Put it up. I was trying to put it in for 'em in the comments so they can see it. So yeah, this is like y'all. This is so beautiful, so beautiful. So we have that, and then of course we have Rose of Venus. We keep talking about Rose of Venus. Let's tell them about because this is one of my first ones that I bought from you. Matter of fact, yeah, I know this is one of my first ones.
Okay.
Um, because it was an infancy, sexy ass. You know what else is similar to her? It's like a lighter version is Anne
In
Boleyn,
Berlin. Yep.
right? So yeah, so I could see because like when I was putting them together, I was like, oh, they're very similar, but they have like Anne Boleyn is like I would say Anne Boleyn is like the springtime version of Rose of Venus. Rose of Venus is definitely this time of year, winter time, because I always feel extra vampy when it's cold. This is like the vampy one.
Um, I don't know. To me, Anne Boleyn is a little darker, whereas Rose of Venus, like you say, to use your words, Rose of Venus is that type of scent that'll get you into trouble. So, enough said on that.
Yay! Let us know what you think, Barb, when you get them. Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is like because did you see my last one that I did about this? I said that Rose of Venus reminds me of like somebody who owned a bordello, like a
Yeah,
madam.
yeah,
That's what Rose of Venus
no,
is
yeah.
to me.
No,
It, it,
that was a good description there. Yeah.
she would definitely be wearing. She was a Victorian boss bitch.
Oh yeah.
That's who Rose of Venus is. She's a
Yep. Yep.
Victorian boss bitch. Oh, really?
And there's a reason for that because Anne Boleyn's favorite. See, Anne Boleyn is part of a series I did, um, and I'm actually thinking about kind of resuscitating a series and doing another character. But the scents are all based on historical figures and what some of these figures liked or sensed that just speak these particular figures. Like for instance, Medusa was from the series, and so
Okay.
the most prominent note in Medusa was stone. And so Anne Boleyn, her favorite flower was a rose. And so in the UK, she was referred to as the dark rose of England. And so
Hmm.
that's why I wanted to make a really dark rose for Anne Boleyn. So that's why it comes across as really dark to me. Hello from Germany. What part of Germany? Because I'm part German. I'm part German, and I've never been to Germany. It's on my bucket list. And I used to live 10 miles from the German border and never went there.
You sent me
Like the
something
Tudor Rose, uh-huh.
a while ago. I don't know what if you're still. Oh, you know what? Aren't you going to Germany, Faith? Aren't you going to be visiting? Right, right. I just said they should be in Germany in 2 weeks
In
because
two
their
weeks.
daughter's there. You
What part of
sent
Germany are
me.
you going to?
So while she types in, you sent me something a long time ago, and it says Neroli tobacco. That's what I remember you sending me. I don't know what's going on with that because this was a while. You sent this to me a while ago. It was untitled, but you had that's what it said. Untitled Neroli tobacco.
I'm wondering what the hell is up with that label. I don't remember putting a pink
That
label on
I
it.
put this
Oh,
label
you
on.
put that.
Yes, I was like, wonder why you looking at it crazy. You're like, I know I ain't putting no damn pink label on it.
Oh, that's right. You do. You did say you had a daughter that lived there. Okay.
Forget you, Vincent.
Neroli tobacco. So that one,
Hey, Liz, where she going? Is that wild?
wow.
That is wild.
Frankfurt is actually where my layover is going to Venus. Going to Venice. Going to Venus. Yeah, I'm going to Venus.
Did you see I sent you those pictures that reminded me of you from Doctor Who?
Yes. Yeah.
I was watching that. I was like, that is Vincent right there.
Well, no,
I was
Frankfurt
like,
actually, that going back to that series, that supernatural series I wanted to do. One of them was actually going to be set in Frankfurt at the at the fest hall because that place is gorgeous. I mean, just it's an arena, but
right.
if you look at it, it looks like the Taj Mahal. I mean, it's just so fancy looking. You know, it's from
Right.
1913 or something like that. But yeah, Frankfurt is a bucket list visit place. Frankfurt and Heidelberg, because that's where my family is from, or part of my
Okay.
family.
So next year I'm supposed to be doing this family vacation to Mexico. But either if my coins are right, I'm going for 10 days in Italy. But if not, I'm gonna have to push that out for 2025
What part of
by
Italy you
myself.
going
I haven't decided. I what I decided was I was just gonna fly in someplace. So I haven't decided if it's gonna be northern or southern. And then I'm just gonna do like an Airbnb in somebody's house so I can leave my stuff there and then just kind of travel around it. That'll be my like my base.
to? That's the frustrating thing about Italy is all of these beautiful places. There's so many beautiful places in Italy, but they're so far from each other.
Right. That's what
You
I
know,
was noticing. So I was like, okay, where can I go? Kind of central, see everything around in that area, and then,
if you
see
want a
what happens.
central base, go to Florence.
Okay, Florence. Okay.
Florence is where I spent one of the best days of my life in. I mean, um, I was on tour with the ballet company in
Mm,
2004, and we had a day off. You know, we were performing outside of Florence, and so we went to Florence one day, and it was just all of us just went from museum to cathedral to square, and it was just such a magical day to spend with everybody walking around Florence. Florence is a beautiful place. It also has my favorite sculpture of all time, which is Perseus beheading Medusa. So yeah, Florence is and it's centrally located, so you can go up north to Milan or Venice
right.
or Verona, or you can go down south to Rome or Naples.
Right. Because, see, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, because I know I don't want to be one place for 10 days, but I want to see a lot of it. And then I was like, okay, so I could do buses here, take a bus up there, stay someplace for a day, come back. So as opposed to getting a place by myself, I figured I would, like I said, get an Airbnb in somebody's house because I'm not planning on being there a lot. But I want to make sure that, my stuff is someplace so that, hey, these people like kind of watch my bag.
Yeah, I rent off of Verbo, so it's
Yeah,
basically
that's what
these
I do choose.
yeah, it's these beautiful apartments that I get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, I'm only going well Venice when the first time I go, I'm only going to the other spot I'm going to is Parma,
Mm-hmm.
which is southwest of Venice.
You gonna get that ham?
Parma ham.
I'm sorry. I think about one of the things I said that because when not this time, but when my daughter's they always had their food. Bakari's food was prosciutto and or parma ham and what was she doing? Manchego cheese. So that's so I always think of those things when
Hmm.
I hear parma and ham. I think about when she was pregnant. This time she's doing ramen from this place called E2.
You know what? There is okay. Tell me if you think this is ghetto or not. There's a place that opened not far from me, and it's a hot dog stand. Um, I went there a couple of times. It's pretty cool, but I went there because of the menu. You know, just this the stuff. Some of the stuff on the menu was, are you kidding me? I mean, not like I'm going to try it. This man has on his menu barbecue ribs topped with top ramen. Thank you.
No, no,
No,
no.
topped with
We're doing
top
too
ramen,
much.
barbecue rib topped with top ramen, and then the drink
That
you could get
sounds
with it is
gross.
grape Kool-Aid. So I'm like,
No.
yeah, I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I'm yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm. See,
But
I'm,
I
I,
don't know. It's just something
mm-mm.
about that is just funny as hell, and it just made me want to go in there.
Well, I mean, I like to see if it's like, mm-mm, right? Mm-mm. because I'm a ramen person. I used to have a ramen pop up restaurant in my house. So it's I'm real particular about my ramen. It's got to be right.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
like, mm-mm.
Yeah.
And then
Ramen
it's
soup.
like that fusion stuff. I mean, it's like I get some fusion, but some fusion we just don't need to do.
No,
No.
yeah, I like my Thai noodle soups, you know. Um, but yeah, a barbecue ribs topped with top ramen, just yeah, I don't know.
No, no, they can keep that one. No. Everybody want to try. We're in a space and time where everybody wants to do something that's going to go viral, and they're doing like the weirdest shit ever. Like homegirl who did the stuff with the gorilla glue, glued her hair down to her head. So everybody's trying to like come up with stuff. It's ridiculous,
Yeah, they're in other words, they're trying to get their 15 seconds of fame.
right? Because they ain't getting 15 minutes now. It's a good 15 seconds,
Yeah,
right? We
yeah,
need to get you on the viral train. I'm trying to figure out how we gonna make you go viral. I gotta work on your Tik. I gotta get you on TikTok because these fools on TikTok, they're clearing you out. I just gotta figure out. I'm gonna have to start talking about you all the time. It's like listen, Dreamhouse-Ikiryo because it's insane the stuff that goes viral on TikTok, and all it needs is a few of these little goofies to get it. Did I say that out loud? But it's the truth. Because they're really not into fragrances. They're very much into what's popular. So
they're
if we
very
can
much
get somebody that's
they're very much into themselves. I mean,
well, that too.
that's what I was griping at Sarah about with TikTok. Why I don't go on to TikTok is, my words that I use was it's very whippersnapperish, because yeah, because
It is.
it's all of these kids, and like we were just saying a little while ago, trying to do something that'll make them go viral, even if it's just for 1 minute or whatever. And it's like prime example. So there was a wrestler long time ago, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
I remember.
He was in Denver, and the columnist for the Denver, I think it's the Denver Post there, was hanging out with him outside the arena. So he walked outside the arena, and this is when he was a bad guy. And a kid walks up to him and asks him for his autograph. And he looks at the kid and he goes, "Get that away from me, kid," and spits on the kid's paper on his program and walks away.
I've heard this. Yeah, I heard
And
about
so
that.
Woody Page, the columnist, after they walked away, he said, "Why'd you do that?" He said, "You know what? That kid tomorrow will probably lose that autograph, but that spit is going to last him a lifetime." And so that's kind of how I look at TikTok. It's like tomorrow they'll probably forget about me.
Yeah, but in that moment, we're gonna sell you out for that moment. We're gonna sell you out because the interesting thing is like they really.
If you get 15 sales off of it, then I'm cool because that's what I need to make my goal. 15 more sales.
Okay, okay, well let's make this happen, honey. Let's make this happen. I got some days. We gonna make this happen. But wait, so y'all hear that? So if y'all need hello, goodbye. Well, you got one. I'm reordering my stuff. So that's one. So we need 14 more. Yes, it is overdosed with massive healing. But honestly, just being real, is like the
Yeah,
fragrance community now is all about the mass appealing, whatever's popular. But there's a funny you caught this a whippersnapper. It was so funny. This is the funniest shit I saw somebody talk about fragrance. This is a young girl. She was like, "Oh my god, I was in Ulta trying out fragrances, and I tried out this." And she pulls out Calvin Klein Obsession, the original. I kid you not. And she was like, "Oh my god, it smells so good." And she was like describing it. And then finally she said, then I went into Walgreens and I saw it there. I was like, yes, baby, please don't pay all the price for a Calvin Klein obsession. I was like, y'all so young. And the thing with the young people is they don't do any research. So everything they do, they think is new when the shit been around forever.
I'll, I'll give you another story. So, and it involves wrestling again. So there's these twin sisters. They were popular maybe 10 years ago. And there was this other wrestler. His name was Vader, and he was big, heavy set dude that's just squashed the hell out of people from the 90s. And so he was going into the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And so one of these twins, they get on TikTok. Oh, I'm so glad he's going in the Hall of Fame. These old school wrestlers, they have such great stories, and I can't wait to be there to listen to his beautiful stories. He'd been dead 5 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his stories are gonna be good.
Oh yeah. If I see him walk on that stage, I'm running.
Right. Right. That's the whole thing. And then I saw this one thing about hair. I kid you not. Are you ready for this? They were showing this hair hack, and it was a girl using sponge rollers on her hair. I was like, and they were like, "Oh my God, this is so what?" I was like, "I'm talking about pink, old school sponge rollers that your mama had. I had all the time." And I had to, I said, "Y'all do know those things everybody's been using for like 50 years, right?" They're like, "No, no. The hack is she's not putting it all the way up here. She's not rolling it all the way up. She's so it's a looser curl."
Your hack is whack.
I was like, I was like, in the first place, we stopped wearing the damn sponge rolls because they were horrible. They were horrible to wear to sleep in. You go to sleep with the things in, you have a headache because the plastic will be all over your head, hit you in the head. Come on now. But it's like
not only that, but depending on which chemical you use to set your hair, it might stick to the damn roller.
Yes, yes, because I had that happen.
It'll literally melt the foam on the damn roller and stick to your hair.
Right. Now they go right. They're gonna be using paper bag strips for their heatless method. They're gonna be doing some paper bag, curls, and be like, I'm gonna have to go find a picture from the 1920s, 100 years ago. This is what they did their hair with, because they swear they are just coming out with like the most, nothing has ever been done before.
Yeah.
And that's what's so sad about these young people because they really have no idea. And that's what's going to bite them in the ass because they really have no idea that so much is just has already been here. And so that's how we're going to repeat a lot of things because they're not even bothering to understand the past in order to keep going in the future.
That's what frustrates me about what some of these people call roller derby nowadays. That's not roller derby. Roller derby is the old school stuff that my father did. That is roller derby. This nonsense, this flat track that you do now, this is roll around. It's nothing to do with roller
Flat
derby.
track?
Yeah. So, and
No,
the
you
worst
got to be on that slanted track. You got to be on
yeah.
that. Whew.
And the worst part
That,
about it is like it's like some of them are even taking credit for the roller derby name. And like you said a little while ago, these people who just don't do their research, and don't
no, they don't
realize
do any
what
research.
came before them, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, roller derby. That was. Whew, they be killing each other in roller derby back in the day.
They do and they don't. Roller derby is basically just like professional wrestling on wheels. Because it's
That's
the
true.
majority of it was all choreographed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And suddenly they hit them and they flip over. Ah.
Yeah, I mean,
But I used to love watching roller derby.
a lot of the fights that they had. I mean, they threw what you call, same with wrestling. They threw what you call working punches. It's like the majority of them never land. They're just
Right,
so fast you can't see that they don't land.
right, right. And they make that noise. They make it sound real loud. So you're like, and then they move with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so anybody else have any questions before I just inundate y'all with all the stuff that I want, that I love? So now remember, y'all gonna, when he puts this back up, y'all better order this.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that back up tonight. As a matter of fact, right after this. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now. Let's do it right now.
And then, of course, my bees and butterflies.
That's another proud moment for me. Once I got the reformulation for that done, um, that Beija Flor, that became one of my few happy scents. You know, bees and butterflies, Beija Flor, blood cherry cordial.
I see you have I've noticed you have quite a few that lean feminine lately. Is that because you see more women buying from you, and then you can lean into the ones that you had
Yeah,
already?
it's more or less a phase that I'm going through. You know, because
Okay,
for
I
a
love
long
it.
time, if you notice, a lot of my stuff was very amber and gourmand heavy. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
then when I think, which one was it? It might have been dream walking that I did that
Yeah.
kind of started me on my floral journey, because you know I it's like I now I really love working with florals big time.
And I appreciate that. I do, because I love floral. And it's so funny you say that, because even as a person who just purchases fragrances, I go through phases with notes and things where I'm really
Mhm.
into a note, and I'm
Yeah,
really like, that's what I'm buying. Speaking of buying, you know what else I bought? Because of you, and that dang old Oud Save the Queen.
would
I
save the
bought,
queen.
I
I
did
saw
buy it,
that.
and then I got the other side of Oud because I was like, ooh, let me try another one.
Uh huh. So yeah, you saw what I was talking about when I said strawberry glycerin soap.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Vivian, what did you buy? Put it in the comments so we could talk about it.
All right. So it is done. Corones de Toussaint is now available.
So what did she say? She wanted to know the how you came up with White Rabbit.
So um, in 2017, the ballet company I was working with, we were doing a piece called "Be Here Now," which was a celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Summer of Love. And so prior to that, I had no interest whatsoever in the 60s. The 60s just didn't, never did anything for me. I never liked the hippie movement or anything like that. But when we did that piece, that really opened my eyes up to it. And so, um, I mean, for starters, the only thing I really liked that came out of the 60s was Janis Joplin, Janis and Jimmy. Um, and so, White Rabbit was one of three fragrances I released that summer to celebrate the summer of love. So there was White Rabbit, Orange Sunshine, and Damn Hippie. So that's where White Rabbit comes from.
Right. Yeah, because there's a reference during the Summer of Love. Be somewhere. Let me tell you, I waited for this one. I waited because this is the first things you sent me when you were kind enough to send me some samples. I remember that because
Yeah.
I was so surprised you sent me some samples.
That one,
You sent me
I
that.
remember that took so long to release that one because the first sample I sent you, I don't know if you picked up on it, but there was something that was very plastic smelling in it that I didn't like. And it took me a long time to figure out what it was, so yeah, I fine tuned it, and that's what you got right there.
Because the honey is perfect. I
Some of my
really do love
background,
honey.
what
Yeah, she wants to. I think she's talking about behind you. She's talking about behind you, all that behind you. I don't know.
Well,
What is
behind
that?
me, if you look over my right shoulder, you can see the headpiece for Beija Floor. So over this shoulder right here that I'm pointing at. So that blue that's over my shoulder, that's the headpiece for
Oh, it
Beija.
sure is. Okay, I see that. Okay. Now, what room is this in your? Is this your studio? Oh, oh my God!
Another earthquake, right?
I felt that. That was like perfume falling in my room.
So yeah.
Listen, I am just like amazed when you be pulling these things out. Cause I mean, Lord, now is this? Do you have? Is this like a big studio room you have? Like you that you do all this in?
That's my little apartment right here.
Wow.
So yeah, this is the headpiece for Beija Floor.
How long did it take you to make that?
Altogether, I would say 3 days.
Dang.
Yeah.
It take me longer just to do a color in a paper, do a color.
Yeah, so just the headpiece alone, and then the mask. Yeah, this
Right?
is
That's
something
what I'm saying.
you didn't really get to see was the feathers on top of the head, but yeah.
Now, do you make your perfume in over in your apartment too? Wow, man!
Yep,
So
right over
your
there.
house is a lab.
Yeah, it's a closet basically.
Well, you're doing a lot in that little closet.
Yeah.
Karen said she watched a video of you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was for the visit next month to Venice.
Now, do you dress up for Halloween?
No, oddly, because I never really get invited anywhere, so I never have anywhere to go.
So wait a minute. What do you mean you don't get invited, Vincent?
I don't get invited anywhere.
What? You sound like me because ain't nobody invite my ass either.
Senior creation, what you feel like? Uh-huh.
So wait a minute. Why don't they invite you out to these parties, Vincent?
Ask them. I don't know.
Well, see, if you was in Chicago, you'd be at every event I had. But see, my friends would be like, they would love you because we're just like a weird little crew. Everybody does everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I I just really hate how so much. So because growing up in like the '70s and '80s, people were about being individual, being all whatever you wanted to be, and we've now gotten to this space where everybody wants to be like everybody else. And so, if you are an individual, they looking at you like, "Oh my God."
I was telling that to somebody on today that I went to the art supply shop to get some supplies, and this lady was asking me if I look like this every day, and I said, yeah. And she goes, you know, is there a reason? I said, because I don't want to look like the shit that hangs out on 14th and Broadway. It's like, I don't want to look like a clone of everybody else walking around here.
Right, right,
Uh, I want to look like I can think for my own goddamn self.
right, right. Now I got to be honest. When I first saw you on Steven Sing, I was like, hmm. But then once we talked to you, it's like he did sing. And that's the thing is like we live in times now, and I've always said this is that we make character judgments based on people, how people look, how they dress, their sexuality, whatever, that is so superficial that has absolutely nothing to do with the person that they are. You not people don't give people a chance, and it's so frustrating. And as a teacher, it's so sad that I deal with this with kids that are perpetuating that, but they're getting it from their parents. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know what
Um,
else I said to this woman? I said to her, really, this doesn't mean anything, unless I could back it up with what's on the inside. This doesn't mean jack shit.
right.
It's like you put a suit on a turd, it's still a turd, just a turd in a suit. So, and that's
Right,
exactly
but
what I said to her.
right, exactly, but that's exactly it. It's like, people equate, like right even now with things that you see on here. People spend so much time trying to be luxurious. I have a luxury life. I have when half of them lying and buying
And
from the gate.
hence why all of these kids like these luxury brands now. Why they like flaunting, oh, I got me some Dior, or oh, I got me some Versace, or I got me some Chanel. So damn what? That
And they
that
getting it from the gate. They mom and dad is buying it from DH gate and they think it's real. That's what's really sad. It's like y'all. Do you really think that your mama buying you $700 gym shoes, sneakers all the time? No, she's getting them for 70 on DH Gate, and they come with a box.
and even if she is buying you $700 worth of shoes, number one, do you think that impresses me? And number two, no, it does not impress me. It makes me think you're a damn fool for talking about this shit like that. Because somebody now is going to run up on your ass and pound you in the head and steal your shit. Because now they know you're
Uh-huh.
wearing this shit. If you walk
Right,
around flaunting it,
right, right, right. And that's exactly what they want to do. They want to be able to have it and walk around and flaunt it and everything. But they're getting it from the adults because the adults are doing it. And they can't help but do it when their parents. This is all they talk about and do. Because I always ask them. Because like I kid you not, this one girl. This was hilarious. My freshman class. These kids have been stealing from me. This is the worst freshman class I've had in a while. Right? I've had I keep fragrances for all the students, and they told they can come in my room and spray up every day because I got some fragrances for you all. This child stole 2 bottles from me, so now I don't have them out because now you stole. But the other thing they stole are my calculators. So I had basic $10 calculators. These ain't like the graphing calculators. I just had the basic ones, right? When I started this year, I had 24 calculators. I now have 9. So I told my class, I said to the class, I said, well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with my calculators, but they're disappearing. I said, so once these disappear, you all are going to have to get your own calculators, like we used to have to do when we were in school, right? This girl looked at me and said, what if somebody can't afford a calculator? I looked at them and said, y'all all got on brand new gym shoes. I know sneakers. I know you can get a $10 calculator from your parents. I said, that's called priority. So if your parents can get you some brand new shoes and can't get you a sneaker, then they don't care about your education. I'm so ignorant.
no, that's just true. That's just facts. I mean, straight up, that's just facts. You know,
you
um,
know, Faye said she just sent in her order. She said, let her know if she did it. Let her know if she
another
did it
one.
wrong again.
She got to know. Thank you, Faith. Because I think I mailed her order today.
Right? So yeah, it's so interesting how everybody does that. It's like the priorities. I was like, you can't buy a $10 calculator, and honestly, a lot of these parents do be like, I gotta buy supplies. You bought them $200 sneakers.
You know what? You and I are basically the same age. From that same generation.
Right,
Back then, in seventh, eighth grade, the calculators we had. This is our calculator right here. We weren't even allowed to use
right,
calculators.
yeah,
And I said
and that's what
I
I
said
tell
to
them.
Sarah, back then, the internet back then was called a payphone.
Yeah. The cell
Yes.
phone was AT&T payphones on the cord.
So yeah, so it's like I never thought I would be that person, that old fart saying, these kids, blah blah blah. But yeah, no, these kids nowadays are so damn privileged. It's just
They really
nuts.
no. Let me tell you how privileged these kids are. They were talking, and it was like some of the seniors. I have a senior class. They said to me, they were saying something about field trips. And these kids asked me about field trips. And I said, well, I don't know if we're going to do a field trip because at the end of the year, they usually do these field trips, right? And so they were like, this school's so broke. We can't even have a field trip. I said, in real life, we used to pay for our field trip. You all are expecting the school to pay for you to go on a field trip. When I was in school, our parents had to pay for them. And if we didn't have the money, we just didn't go. I said, so what are you talking about? I said, you all really think that everything must be given to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I had the seniors talk about because I have my senior class is my first period class, and I got these young men who can't never make it on time. So I'm talking about they're like, man, who go 8 o'clock in the morning? What kind of mess is this? And so I had to break it down to them. I said, y'all are the weakest, softest people I've ever seen. This generation, I don't know how y'all gonna survive. I said, when you have a job, you go when they tell you to go. I said, and you get there the way you can. I said there were times when I had to walk to work, walk part of the way to work because I didn't have a car. I said, y'all want waiting around for somebody to drop you off, pick you up, and you grow. Almost 18 years old. Ugh.
You know, um, really the only thing, and I mean, obviously you can speak better on this than I can because you're a parent, but the only thing my parents um, owed to me were a roof over my head and an education. What the hell makes these kids that think that somebody outside of their parents owe them something more than that?
You would be so surprised because they come to me like this. Miss Caillouet, you got when you gonna give me some McDonald's? If you get your little butt away from me, yes. You know what? My mama told me this, and I said this to my kids and it took me a minute to get it. But when I turned 18, this is a speech my mama gave all of us. She said, the law said from birth to 18 that I had to, to give you a roof over head, give you food and everything. She said, the rest is love. And at the time, I really didn't understand it. But then once I got older, I understood it. I was like, I get it. And that made me understand that the things that my mother did to me for me after that was not out of obligation, but out of the love she had for me. And so I don't, these kids don't get that. And I told my kids that, and I said, you'll figure it out when you figure it out. And they did get it, because the things that we do as parents, the obligation stops at 18.
Hmm.
But the rest of the things we do is out of love for you, and we don't have to do it for you. That's like, did you see the thing like maybe a year ago with Kirk Franklin's son, where he was talking about him and went off on him because he didn't wasn't giving him money like he felt like he should, and then he was 37 years old. He was 30. It was like when I was like, what? This a grown man talking about what his daddy needs to do for him. You know what your daddy needs to do? He needs to kick your ass.
Yeah, yeah. Um, that kind of reminds me of going back to our TV show Poirot. There's this one episode that was it was one of the Christmas. It was the Christmas episode, and this rich old dude had invited his
I know
family
what
by
you're talking about.
and
Yeah,
told
I know
them
what
that
you're talking about.
he's gonna start cutting them off. And one
Hmm.
of them got all up in an uproar about it. Well, what about my allowance? It's like, dude, you are a 50-plus-year-old man.
I remember that one. Yeah, because I read them all, but yeah,
I
I remember
mean,
that one.
I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm yelling at my damn screen. You fucking over 50. It's like I wanted to jump in the screen and beat his ass.
But you know what? I actually met a woman like this. We were cool years ago, and I liked like her parents and stuff. But she was living at home, okay, and she really was like, she was pursuing something. And then I had to tell her, hey, you can substitute teach so you can have some money, right? And it was like her parents were like retired, so it wasn't like they were like big money people. Now they lived in a really nice home, and it was like they were retired teacher and a police officer. So they were work. They were people who worked. Man, one day I was over there, and her mom was kind of sickly. She had some issues or something. And I was over there one day, and I watched this woman at like 35 years old, and she started having a temper tantrum because she wanted to go shopping. Her mama didn't feel like going out. And at first I thought she was joking, you know what I'm saying? But as I was sitting there, I said, this bitch is having a temper tantrum for real. Like, I don't want to go shopping. I stopped talking to her after that day. I couldn't believe it. I walked out and I was like, I just witnessed this shit. I was like, oh, hell no, I can't be around her anymore. And I never saw her again. And when I go, I was like, is this how grown people act?
Yeah,
Right? Now that's wild. But in Illinois, that's the thing. Because, like, I've had people, like, say they wanted to stay over. Hey, can I stay over? No. No. Because in Illinois, if a person establishes residency in your house, you have to have them evicted. And all they got to do is have a piece of mail sent to your that address.
huh?
And then they've established the residency.
Yeah,
And you ain't so like with age now, I'm like, no, you can't come over here. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. I don't know you like that, and I feel bad because I grew up with a parent who was, my mom would always let people, always helping people, and I grew up with people in my house. But nowadays, hell no, because if I got it, I'm not gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go to jail because I'm gonna drag your ass out in the street and throw your shit out, and then I'm gonna be in trouble,
yeah,
So it's like I saw that thing about the person with the Airbnb there it's like in the LA area. Have you heard about that?
no,
It's somebody who has an Airbnb because that's a big thing. Because I was like in this group and about business people, and they were saying that a lot of people who have Airbnbs and stuff now don't want to rent to people locally because of the issue with squatters where
mm,
they can't get these people at their house. And there's been a couple of them in LA where these people have taken up residence in their homes and they can't get them out. And they've been sitting in their homes for over a year and they can't get these people out because now they've taken up residency in their place.
yeah. That is ridiculous. And like you said, if that was my house, yeah, I would end up going to jail because their asses would get literally drugged out and into the street.
Right, right.
Yeah,
But this is like this whole entitled vibe we have. Because and then like when I was saw the thing about the one with the Airbnb, it was people in the comments talking about, "Ooh, yeah, they getting over," and I was like, "What kind of bullshit is this?" This poor person is losing, has having to about to lose they're paying mortgage and everything for a place that they can't even use.
no, just anybody who says some shit like that really needs to have their head examined. They're getting over. That is absolute BS.
I mean, get over on Apple, get over on Google.
No, I wouldn't even say that. That's
I'm just saying, if you're
getting
gonna get
over.
over on something, get over on an entity,
You know,
but
get
not a
get
person.
over is another way of saying screwing over to me.
Right? Yeah,
So yeah, that's just ridiculous.
yeah, because that's the thing. Because we've rented here in Chicago. We've rented Airbnbs, but it's like I think you have to really kind of establish some things with them for them to allow you to rent. But a lot of them now are saying they want to see that you are not here in the city or whoever local because the fear of that you're gonna go in and squat in their
Yeah,
place and they
yeah.
can get you out.
No, well, no, no, that's them covering their asses, and I do not blame them one bit for that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I really don't because it's terrible. I'm like, what is wrong with people
Not
that
only that,
we live
but
in these times that people want to do that to people?
the lady who is the artistic director of the ballet company I work for, she's kind of been a victim of that herself. She has a house in El Paso, Texas, and she's rented it out a few times. And once she rented it out, and it was someone local, and they threw this rowdy ass party and damaged a good deal of her furniture.
Right,
So I can understand, like I said, I can understand people, omitting or not allowing locals to
right,
rent, their homes
right,
from. Um, the only downside to that is if you are a local and you're getting a home for someone else coming in from out of town.
right,
Again, like the
right.
ballet company I work for, sometimes we have guest choreographers or guest designers, coming in, and they'll rent a Airbnb for them. I don't know if they've had to go through anything with proving that, this is for someone else, this is for a ballet
Mhm.
company or what, but that's the only downside I see to that. But still, yeah, I could understand people not allowing
Yeah,
local to
I
rent.
mean, because like I've done Airbnb because I used to do parties here a lot, and so luckily, one place. This is so funny. This one place at Oak Park, which is it was a really nice house. And let me tell you, when we walk out of the house, it looked like nobody's been there. Apparently, the neighbors said that we had people in there, which I told them we had some people in there. They were like, "Oh, you can't rent it from us again." Now, mind you, when we walked out, the place was pristine. And the owner was in there when I left, and they were like, "Oh my God, this is the best our house has ever looked when we've come back in here," because we made sure everything was right. Because if I am going to do something like that, I'm going to make sure. But we're older people, we're mature. So we luckily have found this one house that we get every once in a while when we've done them, where it's like a mini mansion. It's like 7 or 8 bedrooms. It's and they're real cool. And so now that they've seen us and they see, oh, it's a bunch of old folks. They the 20 something. We the
Yeah,
40 plusers.
yeah,
So now they don't have any problems where we were at because they know, oh, okay, they're gonna get together and then the house is gonna be fine when they leave because we've
yeah.
rented it out like 4 times.
When I go to Venice next month, I'm hoping to meet the people who I'm renting from in February when I go back there in February. Um,
Are you
because
moving to Venice? Are you leaving us? I'm feeling like you're leaving us, man. You keep going to Venice.
I hope the hell so.
Really?
Damn Skippy.
Well, shit. Then we don't. Y'all hear that? We got to get every fragrance because once he get over to Italy, we gonna be on the international flight trying to get
Mhm.
his stuff. Are
Yep.
you seriously?
You gonna be on the Ikiryo does not sell internationally.
Right. Oh no, no. I did see you starting to sell internationally though.
Yeah, but that's only because the shipping rules have kind of lightened up a little bit. And they're
Okay.
starting to allow. But see, here's the only problem with that is that now it's taking stuff longer to ship. You know,
Mm,
the worst is Canada. You would think that it would be, something decent.
right.
But
Because it's just across the border.
yeah, there's somebody I shipped something to on the 15th. It said, 6 to 10 days delivery. The damn thing is still in Los Angeles. And here it is the
Hmm.
27th.
Hmm.
The last person I shipped to Canada, it took 15 days for them to get their package.
Oh wow. Okay. So Alicia just came in. She doesn't know you have two that are coming out for us.
Venetian doll.
Right. So we just talked about them earlier. They're coming out in what, January, mid end of January.
Yeah.
We have Venetian dolls and the Venusian. Ooh, that's the wrong one. The Venusian. The Venusian. So these are the ones that are going to be giving you that Venice experience. They'll be coming out in January.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you can get stuff from out coming into the United States from Canada much faster than you can get stuff to Canada. Because I've shipped them like from somebody to Canada, and it took forever to get to them too.
Yeah. And you're right there. You're right up there in the north.
Hmm. Yeah, it takes forever from here too. Yeah, because I mean, I'm a drive away from Canada. Oh, these smell so good. Oh my god. Oh my
What else would remind you of Venice? Rose of Venus, maybe.
god.
Um,
Hmm.
Swan Maiden. Um, oh, yeah, I wouldn't say I brought you flowers. Coronis de Toussaint.
Yes.
Um, yeah,
Alicia, what kind of fragrances do you like?
yeah.
Because it also depends on what you. JC, you've been mighty quiet, sir. How you been? Did you know JC had COVID recently?
Did you really? You know what? Knock on wood. I've never had COVID.
Really?
Yeah,
You've been lucky. I've had it like 3 times.
yeah. And the funny thing is too is I don't drive, so I'm on public transportation a lot. But for the longest time, I always wore a mask on public transportation, at least.
Right, right. You want to hear a funny story? This is a funny story about a friend of mine. She don't watch me, so I say it, and I tell her that too. Anyway, so we were going to a funeral just last week. A friend of mine, good friend of mine, mom died. So we're going to the funeral, and this lady was like 90 years old when she died. So it's a very small funeral, right? Uh, so we go in there. She's like, "Oh my God, I need to put on this mask. Let me put my mask on." Okay, I was like, "What?" Now she works with me. We work with kids. She don't wear masks in the damn school with the damn teenagers. I was in my head. I'm going, "You less likely to get COVID in this funeral than our daily with these damn masked kids." I was like, "That's so weird." Okay, that was just weird to me. I was like,
Um, you're much more likely to catch anything in school.
"Oh, right."
Yeah,
Honey, because they like walk in germ factories and they like to share things and they drink off of each other. They call them waterfalls. I'm like, what? They their kids are gross, 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 gross.
yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah.
because they always want to use my they used to want to use my Vaseline. Missy, you got your Vaseline. So look, I have a whole Vaseline jar just for them. Y'all want to put y'all fingers in there after each other? There, that's yours. You can't touch my Vaseline.
I'd
Ugh.
get it. I'd make him use some popsicle sticks or something.
I don't care. They can give it to each other, but it ain't my Vaseline. I have a jar. It's in my desk. It's my
Well, no, I'm
personal.
saying they'd have to scoop it out with an individual popsicle stick so that they don't even contaminate that Vaseline.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so she did say she likes fresh roses, tea, musk, amber. Have you ever bought anything from him? Because if you like tea, you want to get Oni Rogan, right? Is that how we
Honey
say it?
Rogan, yeah.
Oni Rogan. That's definitely a beautiful tea.
Um, there was something else. I brought you flowers. Has tea in it, white tea in it.
Yes.
Um,
Spicy Amory Moss, Ink, Solar Note, Patchouli. Yeah, you want to try, like, if you like roses, try Rose of Venus and Berlin. Dream Walking is it on there right now?
yeah,
And Dream Walking, those are the roses.
yeah. That one is being reformulated. Yeah, it is now, it's rose, it's pomegranate, it's not pomegranate, grenadine, frangipani, incense, white musk,
Shut up. So I need to get that then. Oh, and blush of dawn. You forgot about that
blush of dawn. Yeah. Um, the more I make that for people, the more I think I should add another note to it, because Claire brought this to my attention. There's something in it that smells very salty, and I think it's the watermelon accord that I made, because
one. Oh, for blush of dawn.
yeah, yeah.
See, I like it. I like it.
Oh no,
I
no, no.
like that.
I'm not saying anything wrong with it. Um, it's just the watermelon note. It comes off. You remember how your grandparents, back in the old days, when they would, like, or at least my grandmother, whenever she would get watermelon, she'd sprinkle it
You
with
got to put
salt.
some salt on it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to put some salt on it. I still
yeah.
hear like that. You gotta have that
So,
sauce on that. Cold watermelon with some salt. Oh, yes. This is gonna be your first. So have you ordered yet, Alicia? We about to help you? Okay.
oh,
Right.
okay.
I think it's because, like I said, the reason why I like yours is because, like, most, like La Imperatrice by Dolce and Gabbana, that watermelon goes sour on my skin. That's why I love Blush of Dawn. This is one of the few watermelons that I can wear because the watermelon is just juicy, ripe watermelon.
hmm can you put her note list up there again? Because I think
Uh huh.
I figured out a scent for her.
Okay. Let me see. Here we go. Right there.
Okay. Candyman creamsicle incense. That one. A little spicy, very ambery, very sweet. Um, let me see what else. Candyman is too sweet.
I
Um,
don't see, okay. Let me stop you right there. Candyman is not too sweet. Let me just say this to you.
Candyman, if you smell it, you instantly get cavities in your teeth.
Candyman is no. Listen, Linda. Um, what's his name? What's it? Room 120. What's his name? D'Italia Pharaoh.
Oh,
He has
another one she could get was is Onwin.
yes, Onwin, definitely. That's always a gorgeous one. But now he has one that is super sweet. Candyman, I think, is just a really sophisticated. It is sweet because I don't really like sweet stuff. I don't like it super sweet. I don't like it with. I just think that's just like the most delicious sweet candy, but it's just not too sweet. I know you think it's super sweet, but I think it's like the perfect sweetness where it's sweet, but it didn't get to the point where it's gonna feel like it's gonna give me a kick,
Hmm.
right? So I'm just saying that's the way I feel because Candyman is one of those few like in that genre that I really really enjoy because it is sweet, but there's something about it. Like you said, it's got a little amberiness to it, so it kind of like brings it down some. So
Yeah.
it's not so like oh my god, because like Talia Farrow has one that smells like literally like a thing of Kool Aid. You know, like remember the powdered Kool Aid with the sugar? That's what it smells like. So I
Um,
can't wear that one.
you know why it's not too sweet for you is a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a little oud in there, and oud for me, oud is kind of similar to vetiver, in that it helps relax something that's really loud. So if something is too sweet or smells too floral, too sharp, you put a
Right.
little oud or you put a little vetiver in there, and it helps tone it down.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because Candyman, that's I love that. I love it. Not as much as apparently I love Beige Floor because I wore the hell out of that one. So I'm gonna have to get a new one by
Which,
next
okay, let
summer.
me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Which
Hmm.
one do you think you've worn more? Beige Floor or bees and butterflies?
I actually wore beige floor because let me tell you why. Because bees and butterfly was this one that I wanted so bad. It's been hard. It was hard for me to like really just start wearing it. This one I was like, oh yay, beige floor, and it was like sometimes I always had one that's like my summer scent, and so this was like my summer scent. Once I got it, it was like whenever I was just gonna be like running outside, I just on beige floor. So like bees
Did
and
I
butterflies, I've
did I
worn,
did I
but I
tell
haven't
you
worn as much.
did I tell you that was originally intended to be the follow-up to bees and butterflies?
Yes, you did. Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
originally
and that
going to be
makes sense.
called Bees and Flowers. But when I shared it with the ballet dancer I was telling you about, um, he gave me the name Beija Flor.
Right.
I can't do
So she
super
said,
sweet. It must be slightly melancholy. Okay, creamsicle incense.
okay, well, okay, well then you're right. You're in the right spot because I would say like your the original ones when I started buying from you and getting yours were a little more melancholy, a little more darker, a little
So
more like that.
if you want to go that vibe, creamsicle incense, Rose of Venus, maybe Anne Boleyn.
hmm
Um, Let me look at my list here.
Let me see what else I would
Onwing
say.
is too summery, too spring summery. Drifting, definitely drifting. Um, you know what I would do is, um, and maybe in the mood. So I would take advantage of the buy one get one sale. So you get two Medusa. There you go. There's another one. Perfect. So take advantage of the buy one get one sale and also get a sample pack. So
Yeah.
basically,
So
if you do that, you'll have five
right.
seats. Um,
To
and
try out.
see what people don't realize too is that I also offered um, a free sample. So technically, if you buy a sample pack and
I
and
gotta put that
the
in.
buy one get one, you can get four samples. So you can get the
Right.
sample you get with the buy one get one, and then you can get your sample pack. So that would be
hmm
6 cents that you can sample in one order.
Right. That's fun. That's fun. Let me see what else.
I would
What else
say
should I
though,
put out?
Medusa is I don't know if a lot of people out there have ever smelled bat by zoologists,
What
um,
happened?
but it is more on the artsy side, if you will.
And now, of course, and then let's talk about if you want a kind of vanilla opie oud.
Not available.
Shut up! I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, discontinued.
Y'all got it.
Two key ingredients are no longer available.
No, that's terrible. Oh man, that's a good one. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I'm glad I got it. Sucks to be y'all. What about bees? Um, I don't know. I don't know if she would want bees. But bees is a beautiful honeyed floral. You know who got me into honey was JC
Yeah.
because he had one called I think he renamed it Stung because he gave it to me. It was called Bee, and it's like a really rich. It was like an appley honey. It was. That's when I decided I like honey fragrances because before then I was like honey. No, I don't want no honey in my fragrance.
Um, let me see if I can reshoot this mess here.
Right? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He gonna get off of here like, damn it, now let me go clean my shit up.
I ain't doing that shit no more. So I don't know when it's gonna come out yet.
Oh, he about to show us a headpiece, a mask, a whole entire structure that he made in 24 hours.
No, no, this is I've made this over the summer. Um, I still have to make the costume. I still have to do the photo shoot for it. But the follow up to Beija Flor is going to be, and I mean, you and Kelly will be happy to hear this, is Je Peux Rêver. You remember that one?
Yeah, I got the notes right here for you. Japote, jasmine, ylang ylang, neroli, cinnamon, vanilla, ginger, amber, bergamot, pepper, sequoia.
So that's the one. I don't know if I told you this, but it was a dream I had. The idea I had for the photo shoot. Um, so for those asking, where I get my inspiration for some of these from. So here's one of the stories. So I had this dream where I was walking to a friend's house, and I saw this tree that was just this glowing, almost neon green. And the weird thing about it is that it had these hummingbirds flying around it. And the hummingbirds were actually all white, which is rare. The white hummingbirds are rare. So that's where I got the idea for the visual for
Hmm.
Je Peux Rêver from. And the odd thing about it is Je Peux Rêver, that title, I named that 4 years ago. So that's been its name for 4 years. Je Peux Rêver is French for I can dream. And so
Okay,
since I had that dream, I put two and two
right.
together. So this is the headpiece for Je Peux Rêver. So it's
That makes so much sense.
it's a white version of the Beija
Beija
Flor
floor.
headpiece. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the pictures of the white hummingbirds I've seen, they're called albino hummingbirds, and they have pink or red eyes. So that's why, this one has the
Hmm.
red eyes. So yeah.
Oh my God, I just sprayed this on again. Oh yeah, that's my next one I'm waiting on. That's you're right.
Yeah,
But let
that
me
one is
tell you,
on the
your beige floor, and then JC made one called Summertime with his new one. Those were my two for this summer because his was like it was peachy and like a dry coconut. So those were my two beige floor. I should put them together next year.
that's odd because that sounds like he put Beija Flor and Bees and Butterflies together because Bees and Butterflies has the peach note in it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, ooh, that's gonna be good. Yeah, it's got like a dry coconut, but it's
Is he
peachy.
still on here?
I don't know. JC, you on here? I should have
If you're still on here, have you used that cognac note yet?
the
Because
one that he wanted from you so bad.
I gave him my cognac formula. Brother to brother, I gave him my cognac formula.
Bruh. He had, well, you know what? You should come on. I'll let you know when we're doing it because he's sending me some his new ones from Kai. So I'll let you know so you can like hang out with us when we do our because he wants me to do first impressions because he likes my first impression. Ever since I called his thing smelled like burnt rubber, he thinks it's the most hilarious thing. It did. It smelled like burnt rubber. It's called whips. It's terrible. Now my friend loved it, and that's how you could tell the difference between people's noses because all I smelled was burnt rubber. It smelled terrible. But my friend loves it. I wanted to give it as a present to somebody. They were like, "Oh, this is so good." I was like, "Thank you, take it." All right, so we have been on for 2 hours. So anything? So before we leave, if you have not bought from the sale, you have till November 5th. But if you want to be in the contest, you have till what number November 31st? I mean October 31st, right?
November 1st.
November 1st. So if you want to be in the in the contest November 1st, and if you want, but you have November 5th, he's extended it to November 5th. So y'all can get your buy one get one free,
And
especially if you
these
already know what you want.
and these
I
are the
can
little
say
guys. You remember these were
yes,
from every win, but nobody won them.
right, right.
There will definitely be a winner this time for this. Um, yeah, and so yeah, these are the ones that
Oh my God. I know I'm getting in the mood, but I don't know what my second one's going to be. I haven't figured that out yet. I think what I'm gonna do with the second one is try to figure out somebody that I need to buy a present for. Um, so I'm trying to decide for like a Christmas present, but it's got to be somebody I really like. That's worth me giving them. Dreamhouse-Ikiryo. Um, like I was thinking about my son-in-law because he's into fragrances now, but I'm trying to figure out which one he would like. You know, because he's kind of like funny. My son, I know I couldn't get anything for you because my son does not like fragrances. Do you believe that?
there are a
He
lot
told
of
me he
people.
likes to.
No, there are a
No,
lot
he
of
said
people who don't like fragrance. I mean,
right. No, it's like he kind of likes them, but he's like he just likes the stuff to smell clean. He
yeah,
wants to smell clean and fresh. So he's so tiresome. Um, so those are only two people, and then my daughter, she's starting to get there because B has always been like my stuff. She'd be like, I don't like your stuff. I don't like it. But now she's starting to like my stuff because for somebody who doesn't like my stuff, she has Louis Vuitton the Sabla Rose. I'm like, you've got the one of the most beautiful rose ouds out here, and you acting like you don't like some of the stuff I have. You say
I'm
you
sorry.
did that. You
Yeah, I'm sorry. When I hear people who are not very much into fragrance, and then I hear that if they do have a fragrance, it's a name brand. Yeah, I just kind of roll my eyes. Just
Yeah, she was having a moment. That was her gift to herself. Now she's all into mine now. So she'd be like, Mom, what's that? What's that? So I'm gonna see which one she likes.
how old
Because
is
she's actually B is 33. Yeah,
sometimes
but
it takes people a while. I thought you were gonna say
she's
she was
always been in.
17.
No, no, my kid's grown, grown. Um, she does like she loves powdery, but now she's starting to get into more florals with me. Um, so she's
She
open to
might
stuff now.
she might like Coronas de Tucson.
I should see. I should see. Is there a link for the site and the contest? Yes. Okay. So you see how his name is spelled right there, Dreamhouse-Ikiryo. If you type that in, that's how I always find it, child. But that is the name of his website, Dreamhouse-Ikiryo. And if you do for the contest, so this is how you do, Alicia. When you purchase, you're going to purchase one bottle, and then you're going to put your Lulu sent me, and you're going to put you're going to put the bottle that you want, your free bottle. It
In the
can't be one of
comments
the new ones
section. In the
in the
comment
comment
section
section
to check out.
when you check out. Because that's what I had to learn the first time I did it. Because let me tell you, Vincent, I cussed you out the first time I was trying to buy one. You buy one get one free. I was like, how do I get
I heard you.
it? You heard me.
I heard you.
So so you put in the comments the one you want for free, and then put Lulu sent me, and then you put the one that you want to win in case for the contest. So that's how so that he knows which one because you get to choose whichever one you want to try to win. So it's
And
not
make
like he's
sure
just gonna
to
choose one.
and make sure you list the free sample you want. And if you are also buying a sample pack, also that's where you also mention the three samples that you want.
Right. So anything you want extra, put it in the comments. So if you're buying samples, put the three samples, buy the sample pack, for the free sample, put that in there, and then put Lulu sent me because that tells him you're in the contest. Because he has three different people who are doing the
And
contest.
and see, this is the thing. This is how some people get eliminated. You have to spell it right. You have to
Now,
spell Lulu sent me right.
right. And if that was so confusing, I have a short on Lulu's World where I explain it, and I have it. I opened up one of his the shopping carts so you could see how it works. So if you want to just see it visually, I did that. So, I try to do oral and visual.
And anybody watching, I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, scent is not spelled SENT. It's spelled SCENT.
Right? Because we're trying to be catchy.
Make it
Yeah, I
no,
know.
no. It's making sure you are listening.
Right.
Making sure you are listening. And this has been my saying. I said this to somebody the other day. I said, "Welcome to America, where everybody hears you, but nobody listens."
Hello, hello.
So yeah, you have to spell it. Lulu sent me SCENT.
Because I did put that in there, like sent me. Right. So what I'll probably do is for everybody when I order, I will kind of screenshot how it looks. Because I'm not ordering samples, of course. Because Lord knows I got enough samples. Not just of you, but D'Angelo sent me about 500 samples. Boy lost his damn mind. So I'm no longer accepting samples for anybody, except for maybe you and JC. That's it. I'll take
You know what I want to know is when you're gonna do another group chat. That one we did for your birthday was cool.
I know, I know. I gotta see. You know what? I like to do it. I've done it like on Christmas
Which I
Day.
don't know. I don't know if you saw the update Sarah and I did. She had an idea for the next sale that I do that you, her, Claire, and myself should do a group chat together.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Um,
Because I've named the three of you my divinity trio. Claire, Lulu,
well,
and Sarah. Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of I've done it before, like a group one on Christmas. Because a lot of people are, I feel like, especially around the holidays, people kind of have a lot of people have sadness and they're by themselves. So I like to do like Christmas night, like after everybody's calmed down, to do like I done it where like I did my birthday. It's like okay, here's the link if you have time. So I'll probably do it again this year because that's always fun. It's like Christmas night, people
Christmas
hanging
recharge.
out.
Christmas recharge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe the one that we do together. I can. You won't see me, so it'll be set up like the Charlie's Angels thing.
Hello, hello, girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always wanted to be an
Angels,
angel.
angels. So tonight we're going to be talking about the release of the new Dreamhouse-Ikiryo fragrances.
All right, sir. It was as always my friend, because you are my friend. Whether you think you are or not, you're my friend. I might not be your friend, but you my friend. Thank you so much as always to
My
do this.
pleasure.
And make sure, we got to make sure that Vincent makes his goal and actually goes over the top if we can. So, hey, so you know what? I think remember we did TikTok before. I was on TikTok before. My, I'm gonna do another TikTok. I'm gonna figure that one out. Oh, here we go. Hold on. There we go. Let me before we go, I'll let everybody say goodbye to you.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah.
And then we got, of course, your girl Kelly.
Kelly Coffee.
Right. See you, T. Then Karen, it was
I
lovely.
hope,
Yeah,
yeah, I hope you like those fragrances, Karen, that I sent you. So yeah,
she said she loves Beija Flor. I knew she was. I knew she was.
it's Faith. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sabrina, did you order yet? Look, I'm about to be go. Let me get in my Discord chat.
Yeah,
Hey, do you want to join our Discord chat and talk to us sometime?
Mark, yeah, definitely get everyone for Mark. Because yeah, if you're missing Torture, then yeah, everyone is
Vincent, you
basically
want me to you want me to send
Torture.
you the link to our Discord chat so you can chat with us sometimes with Faith and Kelly and the core group of people.
The what?
I have a little Discord that we chat about all kinds of stuff. Let me know if you want a link.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes. Yay. Okay. Now you ready for it? All right, y'all. Have a great night. Thank you so much as always, Vincent. It was good seeing you. Talk to y'all later.
Bye bye.